Hey everybody, Shel Brodnax here with Real Estate Staging Association with another episode of Stager Talk. And I'm so very excited today because we're going to talk about RESA Connect Atlanta. So for those of you that haven't been on social media or don't read your newsletters, RESA Connect Atlanta is that higher level event for what we're calling the more seasoned stager, but it's also good if you're starting out because these are things you're going to want to know for your own business. Because one day you can have a business and you can sell it and you can actually retire a millionaire. You can have a great team the entire way. And I found this dream team of speakers, and we're so excited to have two of them here today. One is the beautiful and talented Anthea Click. Thank you, Anthea, for being here.
Thank you for having me, Cheryl. I'm so excited.
And the other is William Lee. Will, thank you so much for being with us today. I was so lucky and honored to be able to find you.
Glad to be here.
You are in Atlanta, correct?
Correct.
Correct. So we are super excited. So Will, let me start with you. Can you just tell everybody what company you're with and what you do?
So I'm with a company called Applied Economics. We're a business valuation firm and corporate financial firm. We assist companies determining their valuation, what they're worth, and then going to market and selling their company through a sell-side advisory role. I've been with them for 12 years.
Sale, that's awesome.
Yes, it's great. Great business, and we get to see something new every day, which I love.
I bet. And Anthea, can you tell everybody where you're from and what you do?
Yes, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and I own FP Staging and Design. We have been in business for 12 years. That's
awesome. And I know this is a very, this figure, I love saying 14,000 square foot facility. It just makes me giggle inside. Tell everybody you legitimately have 14,000 square feet.
I have 14,000 square feet. About 1,000 of that is office space. And I have a lot of industrial racking and concrete floors. And whoever thought when I got into staging that I'd get excited about those things, but I really do.
Do you drive a forklift? Are you forklift certified?
I am not, but we do have a Ballymore, and the guys love driving that around and lifting up, and it's all the beeping, so they have a great time with it.
Well, you know, boys and their toys. We always love that. Get on something with a motor and just go. Yeah. So I'm super excited about this event, and what's so wonderful about this particular event, every speaker actually came recommended. So Will, you were definitely recommended by Patrick Callahan, who was recommended by another stager in Atlanta who's working with Patrick. So, and Anthea, you were also recommended, and I'm so sorry I cannot remember who told me about what you were doing. Do you remember?
It was actually Tracy Molindi. We were having a conversation in one of our committees meetings. So yeah, somehow the topic got onto building a team.
I don't know why I would forget that. She's actually a very good friend of mine. Absolutely adore her. So yes, you have got a team, and we're going to talk about, you know, stagers' problems vary from when you first start out to when you're in it for 10 or 12 years. So one of the biggest issues in the industry is knowing when to expand, how to expand, and then how to get that dream team. So from what I understand from you, Anthea, is that you really have this down with your dream team. You know what to say, how to interview them, and from what I understand, your company culture is one where you just really give people ownership. Tell me.
I do. And I actually started out making all of the mistakes that every typical small business owner makes. If you were breathing, I wanted to hire you because I wanted to get out of the day-to-day staging side of it. Honestly, Shel, what fires me up is the building the business. It's the working on the business, not necessarily in the business. I love staging and I love the industry, but to be able to build a company, that's what fires me up. And in order to do that, I had to hire people. I needed to leverage my time. And I quickly realized that it wasn't just hiring bodies to do skills, but it was making sure that I had to hire the right people because I made every mistake in the book you possibly could make. And it cost a lot of money, a lot of time, and life is too short. I've got big dreams and I've got to get moving, and I don't want to waste my time on the wrong fit anymore in my company.
Right, yeah, just hiring somebody because they have a pulse. Never a great idea, but I've been in management actually since I was 17. I took my first management job. Been there, done that. So I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not fun when you have the wrong people on your team. It completely changes the direction that you're wanting to go. And I had to figure it out. So that's what I've done.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to bring, I don't want you to give away the farm today, but are you going to be able to bring tips, for those, I don't know, control freak type A personalities? Not that I know anything about that. So they can kind of let go?
I have a lot of fantastic tips because, as a small business owner, our businesses are our babies. And to give away a piece of that, to have somebody else being in control of that can be very difficult at first. But once you learn how to do that, how to delegate, you'll like being able to leverage yourself so much more than having to be the one who actually has to do everything.
Yes,
and it becomes a little fun.
It is very true. For myself, when I started bringing on staff, I've always been in management, and I've always had the mindset, find good people, put them in place, and get the hell out of their way. Let them do what they do best. And I'm not a micromanager in the slightest bit. But even, through RESA over the years, once I started to bring on staff members, it's hard because you're giving like a little piece of your heart away to somebody and just care for this, what I've done, and don't kill it. And you have to give it to them. And I'm so incredibly fortunate at RESA because my staff literally, it's what do you think is best? You make the decision. You just got to empower your people. So I love that.
Absolutely. And part of hiring a person for a position is for them to be the expert in what they do. And for example, I've got a marketing girl on my team. I know nothing about social media except for the fact I like to scroll through pretty pictures, and that's what fires me up. But how do I market? How do I connect with? How do I build my audience? And so I've hired somebody who's an expert at that. Yes. And when you surround yourself with people who are experts at what they do, you and your whole team gets elevated so much quicker. And It really grows infinitely. It's exciting.
And then I'm sure, Will, you can comment on, when you have your own business and you have your team in place, doesn't that make your business even more valuable? So we're looking about your valuation and you want to sell it one day.
Absolutely. It's about what's transferable. And if you don't have your dream team, or if you don't have any team, you don't really have a business. You have yourself and your relationships. And if you get hit by a bus, no one's going to buy that. They're not going to pay a lot of money for what's not transferable.
Right.
And if you can establish and delegate a team, that certainly helps it become more valuable because it's purchasable, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so for those stagers that are kind of on their own, and they might have some people that work with them, but they haven't done things that I know you're going to talk about that needs in your business. So you need a company manual, right?
All those will help. If you have a company manual, really there's three things that come to valuation: growth, risk, and cash flow. And a lot of the younger stagers don't have the cash flow to hire out the dream team. They can still manage ways to increase their value through other ways,
right,
by reducing risk or creating growth opportunities. And over time, those two factors alone will increase your value, but they'll come back and increase your cash flow. And it becomes sort of circular, but eventually you'll grow the business and be able to afford the dream team, and then start checking off all the other things that you need to do before you sell the business.
Right.
A dream team is just one piece of that.
So in your experience, I'm sure people probably come to you all the time and say, okay, I need an exit strategy, and they want out now. And then you look at their businesses. On average, what would you say from the time you get involved with somebody and they're not quite there yet, once you work with them, is there a certain time period that's on average that you figure that once you get involved and you tell them the things they need to do, it might take them now a year or 2 years or 3 years? Is that a quantifiable figure?
For a company that I would say is ready and has a management team in place and is looking to go sell tomorrow, that's going to take us 6 months, even for a company that's ready. So just to get a company that's ready takes a lot of time.
Right.
Sometimes years.
Could it take actual years to get them ready?
Absolutely. I mean, if they're a slow growth business and they need to hire that second tier management team and leverage, and going back to what we were saying earlier about the dream team, It's hard to find the right person. You can't just hire anybody that's breathing, as was pointed out earlier.
Right.
You got to get your financials in order. The easiest analogy would be selling a house. If you want to sell the house tomorrow, sure, you can sell it for $1. Someone will buy it. But if you want to sell it for fair market value or more, you got to put the work into it. You got to stage it properly. You got to paint it. You got to fix the broken shutters in the back. It's the same process with a business.
I love that analogy. I would not even have put that together, but I'm actually in the process right now. I would love to be selling my home, and I've been working on it for about a year, just little projects here and there. And that's the perfect analogy. Your business is the same way. So you're going to be able to tell people everything it is that they need to know about their business so they can sell it later.
Yes. Well, first off, we're going to talk about valuation. How do you determine value? Then we can talk about how to increase your value. And then eventually what things that you can do to either find the correct buyer or position yourself to be in the best spot later on, whether that's going to be an outside buyer or selling to your own management team. We're going to be talking about some of the nuances of valuation. Things, for example, on your house, are you running, going back to the house analogy, running a lot of extra stuff through the business that you shouldn't be, or extra stuff through the house? We see a lot of small business owners running cell phones, even making tuition payments to their kids' school through the LLC. All that needs to be cleaned up, and over time you can really show a house that's staged properly, or you can show a business that's cleaned up and put in the right position to go to market.
That's really going to hit home with stagers, because they know as buyers, when they come into an unstaged home, they want concessions, right? They say, oh, this carpet is dated. Give me
Absolutely.
a allowance. Same thing for your business.
Buyers are the same way. Buyers are the same way. If you don't have any proper financial statements and you don't have a good accountant, they're going to take a concession. If you don't have a management team in place, they're going to take concessions. If there are a lot of personal expenses and they can't trust the numbers, they're going to take concessions.
Right. Absolutely. And do you also find that people feel or think that their business is worth a lot more than it actually is?
99% of the people feel that way. It's their baby. It absolutely is.
So you're
your baby's always the most beautiful one. Everyone has a Gerber baby.
And tell them, no, your business quite isn't worth that $14 million that you think it is worth, right?
Yeah, but no, that's a good wake-up call. You could say, you're worth, $2 million, but if you fix X, Y, and Z, you could be worth 4. And in 2 more years after you've done these 4 items and achieved these milestones, you can be worth 8.
God, I love it. And you know what? When people don't plan for their businesses and they want that exit strategy, or something happens to them, they become disabled or they pass away, so anything can happen, end up just having a fire sale or shutting it down, and spouses having to deal with that. So there's so much when you're a business owner that you have to think about.
Yep, and it's all about positioning it for the right price. The same thing with the house. Anybody out there will buy it for $1. No one's going to buy it for $100 million. But if you position it right, you can get fair market value or better.
Yeah, this is good stuff. I'm so looking forward to this event. Unfortunately, Patrick Callahan, who's an attorney who's also going to be joining us at RESA Connect, wasn't able to make it today, so I'm going to try to get him on the show sometime in the next month, maybe after the holidays. So Anthea, do you have an exit plan? Do you have an exit strategy? Are you thinking that way yet?
I have definitely been thinking about selling the business, and I can't wait to sit down and get in your class, Will. I have a lot of work to do.
No, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I promise.
Yeah. The good thing about this event, at RESACon, we have 3 sessions that run at a time. RESACon is our largest event in the industry in the year, so we have lots of speakers to choose from. And when we were putting this event together, we thought, let's do 3 sessions again to be able to choose from. But the feedback that we were getting, it was so important for each one of these speakers, for everybody to hear each one of them. So it worked out. So Anthea, at least this time at this event, you can teach and you get to see the other speakers because you won't be teaching.
This is exciting. I cannot wait to be there. So I hope everybody make sure that they get their tickets, buy your plane tickets. Let's go, because we're going to have a great time. And the fact that you were kicking off this new buyers club, This is awesome.
I'm so excited. It's been so nerve-wracking. I've been working on this for a year, November, and it's awesome. So for those of you who haven't heard yet, we're formed what's called the RESA buying group. So in AmericasMart at Atlanta at RESA Connect, we're going to do the official launch. We're going to have a big party, which would be kind of the equivalent of the RESACon, the awards party. We're going to do a launch party for the RBG. And basically what this means for you stagers is that if you are buying your inventory wholesale, you can walk into any wholesale provider and you're going to get what they call their designer pricing or their showroom pricing. It's still wholesale, it's below retail, but there's deeper levels past that you can't quite get to on your own unless you're spending a ton of money or you're going to be ordering containers of furniture. So when you subscribe to the RBG, it's an annual subscription, you're going to get better than designer, better than showroom pricing, percentage below stocking dealer, percentage below wholesale. All the different vendors word it slightly different, but you're not going to have to spend a $5,000 minimum in order to get that discount off of wholesale pricing. So we're excited. We've got 100% money back guarantee. Actually, we're not even going to bill you for the first 120 days. So after that, at 120 days, before that, if you joined, you went to winter market, any of the winter markets, that you can shop any time of the year and you can go to the markets. If you join and you don't like it in 120 days, you can just cancel it. We'll take you right out of it and won't even bill your card. So thanks for that plug. We're excited about that. What else can we talk about? We have a few minutes left.
I got something to bring up. What if you're not going to sell to an outsider? What if in order to make your dream team, you need to sell them a piece of equity? Is a $1 million business, is their 50% interest worth $500,000? I'd make the argument that no, that 50% owner can block a lot of decisions being made. So there should be some discounts for lack of control. There should be some discounts for lack of marketability. There's a lot of different discounts and premiums that go into valuation when you're talking about minority interest or controlling interest.
Right.
And those play into who you bring onto your dream team. Maybe you can't afford, a six-figure salary, but you give them a nice equity piece. What is that worth? How do you quantify that? And it's not pro rata of what the overall business is worth.
So you're trying like giving, okay, explain this more. I'm horribly interested now. You've got my attention. You mean like giving your employees ownership of a part of your company, a piece of it?
Yes. So let's say if you need to attract an all-star, but you can't afford to pay them an all-star salary, you can give them a piece of equity. Then they have skin in the game. But if you're valuing your company at $1 million, that doesn't mean the 10% is worth $100,000. Technically, it should be worth something much less than that because they don't have control of your business and they can't turn around and sell it. So it's these kind of concerns that they need to be walking into, because if you just give them something or sell them something, there's going to be tax implications. There's going to be control and voting considerations that you need to really think about. Is this person going to hold back their vote when something comes up that's really important to you? There's lots of considerations that need to go into a minority interest in any small company.
I am so excited about hearing you talk. You have no idea. We have really, stagers out there, if you're listening right now, hasn't our industry completely evolved? I've been in the industry since 2002, and so now to be able to start talking about these types of things, a whole new set of problems and solutions for stagers, I'm so excited. I think that's awesome. I can't wait to hear more about it. Anthea, I can't wait to hear more about your dream team. I'm very much into the teamwork, and I love it when people have ownership. So I think both of these topics, and also Patrick's as well, when you put great people in place and you give them skin in the game, they care a little bit more, don't they? Absolutely, they do. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree.
I love it. Well, I think we're going to wrap up here. It's right now about the 30-minute mark. And I just want to thank you both for taking time out of your busy schedules to meet with me. I'm so excited about RESA Connect Atlanta. This has been a long time. We've got a lot of feedback from the industry. Those seasoned stagers want higher level information. And I don't know how much higher we can get than the subject matter that we've got coming in Atlanta in February. So check us out online, resaconnectatlanta.org, or you can go to realestatestagingassociation.com. Information's on the homepage. go ahead and click through, get signed up today, book your tickets, book your hotel, and we will see you in Atlanta in February. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you. Looking forward to it. Can't wait.